So, am I still on speaking terms with the guy that blew up his movie? I can tell you, we don't talk. If he called me, I would certainly pick up, and I think if I called him, he would probably pick up. But it has more to do with where I'm allocating my time. We all just have a finite amount of time at the end of the day, and especially as your career progresses and the stakes get higher, and there's no end to the learning and experience that you need to acquire to keep your career moving. So I look at investing in someone like him who has actively and vehemently refused my help, actively refused my advice over and over again. That's somebody who's clearly saying, I don't want to work with you or I don't want to have a relationship with you. At a certain point, like you just can't drag somebody into success. They have to learn themselves. They have to be able to recognize what the productive paths are, what paths are unproductive, even if they have artistic merit. I know people that are just chasing, these artistic dreams, but their careers are wholly unproductive and they're not making any progress to put themselves in a position to progress. And if you're not progressing, if one person's progressing quickly and the other person's not progressing at all and actively refusing help, just at a certain point, you just have to say, this is not worth investing. I'm just wasting my efforts and my counsel. Now, if the screenplay is really good, why don't I reach out and buy it from him? I honestly don't know if he's capable of removing himself entirely from the process. And more so than that, I don't trust him to do that. Now, of course, legally speaking, I could option it from him and pay him some amount of money, and then he would get paid, the full fee if and when the movie goes into production, and he would essentially be removed from the process by virtue of that option, right? I would then have the full rights to exploit the screenplay and set up the movie how I needed to set it up. Just on a basic level, I just can't trust him. Even if he were to sell it to me, I can't trust him to call the distributor after he sees an announcement on deadline. I can't trust him to call the other producers and make trouble. I just can't trust him to be a professional, is what it comes down to. And this is the only screenplay he's written that I think is really any good. I tried to write a screenplay with him, and after I did my first draft, his response was to just pull out and say, I don't want to do this. So I don't really know if he wrote the whole thing himself. I want to think he did, but I just can't. I don't want to take that risk. There's no point in investing in something that I'm not 100% confident in. At the end of the day, if somebody else is committed to walking in another direction, you just have to let them go. You can't throw a rope back and pull them along.